Hey guys, today is day 15 of making my Titanfall light game. Today I am going to add a gun sway and flash and all that sort of stuff to my gun to make it a bit more gun-like rather than just a square shooting a circle. So that's what I want to work on today. And basically my goal for the end of this sort of coding session is to be able to, when I have a gun from Godot, sorry, not Godot, Blender, I can bring it into Godot with ease, and basically it's just swapping out the mesh. And yeah, so that's what I want to work on today. And so hopefully by the end of it, I will have actual proper functioning weapon. And at the moment, there's not really any gun sway or anything, but that's what I'm going to work on today. So I'm going to show the before of the gun to sort of show off what it is. So if I go back to my OBS and I change my screen, as you can see, this is the gun that I've got so far. So there's no sway animation or anything, and when I shoot, it's just basic. There's no like flash sort of thing that comes from it. That's what I want to work on today. So without further ado, I will be right back after a bit of coding and I will show you the progress I've got. So I'll see you soon. Alright, I'm back. This probably took me, I've probably only spent about an hour and a half coding today because I'm really tired for whatever reason. But I still want to do a little bit a day, so that's what I'm doing. But today, I have added a gun casing, like gun shell. It looks like a shotgun shell. I've got it set on a pistol for now. But my pistol's my little test sort of gun that I'm going to be using as like my test for everything. But this is more of like a future-proof thing when I bring stuff into Godot from Blender, etc., like I said earlier in the video. But to show you what I've done, I have a muzzle flash. So if you don't know what a muzzle flash is, when you shoot the gun, and let's say this hand is my gun, the bullet's coming out of here, there's like a little flash that goes on every time you shoot. So that's what I've got here as an Omni light currently. And I had to put the Omni light in the shoot part, so yeah, muzzle flash. If muzzle flash, basically set the light to go. I don't know how to make it look neater than what it is now, but I'll just show you what it looks like so you can see what I'm talking about. So I get my pistol out, and as you can see, there's like a little light flash that happens, which is pretty cool in my opinion that it's a little light, but it doesn't feel like a proper gun at the moment, if you know what I mean. So in the future, there's a thing called particle something, particle, CPU particles, or GPU particles. Now, from what I was learning and my understanding of this is basically depends on whether I want to make it more CPU based or GPU based on what causes the particles to happen. Now, that would in turn make it more strainy on the CPU or the GPU. But apparently both works either way. So future thing, that's going to be a sort of testing on people's computers, whether or not it causes frame drops using the GPU or CPU, etc. I'm not really fully understanding of how the GPU and CPU works, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, I've just got a very basic light showing, basically. And as you can probably see as well, I've added a little weapon sway when I move my mouse. So you can see like the gun moves to the side and stuff every time I move my mouse. Now, I had to play with this a bit because it's incredibly fast, but I kind of am happy with the speed. I might go 3.5 to slow it down, but this sway amount is insane for how much it moves. So I originally tried 0.02. Now, for the sake of this, I'll just put a 2 there, and you'll get an idea of how much sway there is. Like, look at how much sway there is. There is so much sway that goes on. And I didn't know there was that much sway to having a 0.02, because 0.02 is quite a small number. So for the sway to happen that much, it's pretty crazy. But yeah, I've got the sway speed. I've got the handle sway. I can probably turn this down a bit, but at the moment, it's pretty alright. So yeah, it's got a target position of the swaying. So that's what that is. So if I've added a 0 there, it would change the amount of the sway. But I basically want it to be where I just mess with one tiny little number, and that's how I have the sway. So that's that. And then I got the shell casing. So I've just made a cylinder in this. So it's pretty simple, pretty basic. But just basically, I've got it set to go in random directions every time it shoots. But it's a very easy, simple variable. I had to put it in the gun GD, the on ready variable. So I go and get it from another scene. So I'll show the pistol, for example, to go over this. So as you can see over on the right hand side, the shell casing, I had to pick that. And if you didn't notice before, I'll show off the shell casing when I'm shooting. Again, only for the pistol currently. I'll add it to all the other guns a little bit later. But as you can see, when I shoot, the shell casing pops from the gun, which very in your face, but I think that's good to show off the shell casing itself. And in the future, for shotguns specifically, it'll be pretty easy to switch out. I was trying to say the word switch and swap at the same time, but yeah, considering it's just a very simple, basic gun casing shell, it'll be pretty easy to make. That might be the first thing I make to bring into the game for learning Blender, because it's just a cylinder and a bit of gold, bit of red, you know, pretty basic. It's actually a rigid body, which I thought I wouldn't have to make a rigid body for a shell casing and just a mesh, but the rigid body does. When I was trying it with a I forget the name now, a static body 3D, it kept on moving my character. So that was a little bug that I had to fix by just simply changing it to a rigid body. That solved the problem. But yeah, so that's what I've worked on today. Bit of a short one today because, as I said, I'm very tired. But yeah, thank you for guys for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and comment what I should add next. I plan on adding more audio sounds, so like a jumping and ability sounds and stuff like that, an enemy dying sound. That's what I plan on adding as well. So it'd be cool to have the little stormtrooper like scream sort of thing. I think that would be cool. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video there. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a most exciting day, night, whenever you're watching this, and you have a good one. Peace.